Hello traders, and welcome back to another survival guide. In the market, we have so many darn tools that we can choose to use. It seems that there's really a tool for just about everything. We have tools that help us identify when the market's going up, we have tools that help us identify when the market's going down, or perhaps when the market's not doing anything at all. One of these tools is going to be the subject of discussion today. We're going to discuss the McClellan Oscillator. This is an oscillator that helps us to better identify the strength of the market, whether it's in an overbought, oversold condition, and whether or not a reversal is possibly imminent, more so in the short term. But more about that in just a moment. Let's dive on in to the McClellan Oscillator. For traders looking to identify market trends' strength, the McClellan Oscillator is a very popular pick. It also is a popular choice for those looking to identify potential reversals as part of whatever strategy they're looking to employ. In short, the oscillator measures the difference between two exponential moving averages of the number of advancing and declining assets in a market. In doing so, it provides a visual representation of the market's overall direction and momentum. The McClellan Oscillator was developed in 1969 by Sherman and Marion McClellan, and yes, it is still widely used today. In a nutshell, it's just simply paying attention to the number of advancing and declining stocks or assets in a particular market and measuring the difference between two exponential moving averages. The idea is by paying attention to this, we get a better representation of the market's overall direction and momentum. Here we can see what the McClellan Oscillator looks like. It is generally going to be displayed below price regardless of which trading platform you choose to use. Normally you're going to have a center line, which is what we refer to as the zero line. That's the gray line here that I just highlighted. Then we have the 100 up here that's marked off. Now this might be a 100, it might be a 70. It depends on your platform. In general, the higher the number here is going to be a more conservative approach to the indicator. So if you want to be tighter and you want your read of the market being overbought, we'll say, to be more accurate, then maybe we want to keep it at plus 100 and beyond instead of plus 70 and beyond. But once again, that remains to be seen. And on the bottom side, we have another red line, which is going to be an inverse of that. So in this case, it's minus 100. In short, the McClellan Oscillator is looking to tell us what's going on in the market by paying attention to the aforementioned stats, the differences between those two exponential moving averages. Traders like to look at this line as it traverses up and below the zero line as an indication on whether the market is recovering or about to falter. So if the market is trading and we see the McClellan Oscillator below the zero line and then it decides to cross back above the zero line as it did over here, we can look at that as an opportunity to expect the market to be rising and gaining strength, a reversal from the previous downward momentum. And naturally, the exact opposite would be true. Over here, we witnessed it go from above to below, and then we watched the market fall down. Now, it should be noted that a lot of the reads with the McClellan Oscillator are intended to be more short-term, not long-term. There's something called the McClellan Summation Index, and that is something that's more intended to take this information and project a longer term view, but that's for another day. As with all things in trading, it's going to be up to the individual trader to make the most use out of whatever trading tool they're trying to implement. And there's going to be an infinite number of ways to successfully do the same thing as well as unsuccessfully do the same thing. So keep that in mind. But the general idea with trading with the McClellan is that we're looking to identify overbought and oversold conditions. We're also looking for divergences. We're confirming trends, and we're looking to use it in conjunction with under indicators. And honestly, this one right here is just a big one. But with identifying the overbought and oversold conditions, the idea is quite simple. It's like what we said. A reading above 70 or above 100, depending on how conservative you want to be, suggests that the market is overbought, while a reading below 70 or below 100 is going to indicate that the market is potentially oversold. With looking for divergences, divergences are going to occur when the McClellan Oscillator moves in the opposite direction of price itself. So the price of the asset might be going up and the McClellan oscillator might be going down. That can be an indication that the indicator is forecasting what price might be doing there next. We can also look at confirming trends with the oscillator. It helps us confirm the direction of a trend because if the oscillator is moving in the same direction as the price of an asset, it can provide an additional layer of confirmation of that bullish or bearish read, whatever trend it is that we're trying to confirm. And then this last one we don't really have to talk about too much. It can be applied to any other indicator out there where you find a way to make it fit without being too clumsy. Going back to our previous image of the graph, without going to cherry pick some perfect examples, let's talk about some hypothetical scenarios where the market may have appeared on this graph overbought and oversold. We mentioned that down around below our red line on the negative side of the spectrum, we can consider that oversold and perhaps the market is in a good opportunity for us to look to go long. Well, in that case, if we did find a way in general here, without being too specific, to enter the market to go long around this time, chances are it probably would have played out as long as we just simply held on with this sideways movement and up she went. And in general, once again, just very, very rudimentary summing this up, when the market was in a state of being oversold. If we looked an opportunity up here, we did have a big portion of this while we were still rallying after having a crash. This is an example of a little bit of noise that might be further identified through outside technical analysis. Maybe you're looking to identify an area of resistance in conjunction with the market being oversold. The answer is going to be up to you. But the idea here is as we were oversold, we then returned to a short-term bear market thereafter. So in short, the market trading below our lower line can simply be reduced to the idea that the market perhaps is oversold and looking for some type of correction. And the exact opposite holds true. If the market is spending too much time above our higher line, we can consider the market overbought and looking for a correction in the other direction. Now, when we speak on divergences using the exact same chart, once again, not looking to cherry pick anything here, we had a very visible divergence over here that we had already touched on very briefly for those that were paying attention. This is an area that the market was rallying heavily, even though we started seeing the high slope lower here on the trajectory of the McClellan oscillator. This is what we call a divergence. They don't agree. Price is going up, oscillator's going down. And in general, the idea here is we're looking to favor the direction that the indicator is going as a forecast of what is to come. And boy, did it come. Another popular use of the McClellan oscillator is confirming or denying a trend. This is relatively simple. We're just looking to read the indicator, get an idea of whether it's a bullish read or a bearish read, and confirm or deny our pre-existing bias or belief about which way the market itself is going. So say we're looking to go long around this area for the reason of we believe there to be some type of support going on here, and we think it might be a good idea to buy with a stop loss perhaps just below the most recent low and take a crack at the market to rally. Well, we could look at the McClellan oscillator and say, oh, well, would you look at that? The McClellan oscillator is actually rallying itself. We've been rallying for quite a while here while the market itself has been remaining flat. This is almost what we want to consider another divergence, but it is also confirming that our idea to buy might be well-founded, at least in the eyes of the McClellan oscillator. If we lay it out black and white, we'll have our pros over here on the left, we'll have our cons over here on the right, and yes, obviously my handwriting is miserable, but one of the first pros that's just so easily identifiable with the McClellan oscillator is that it's great at identifying overbought and oversold conditions. That's arguably its biggest pro. Then we have the divergence analysis. It's an indicator that allows us to identify divergences with the market, which gives us a second use for it. Then we have the ability that it can give us strength in confirming trends, whether the market's going up or down. It can further confirm that belief with the read that comes from the oscillator. Then we also have it captures market breadth, and this is really a big one. This is what makes it stand out from a lot of other indicators out there. This indicator is attempting to capture breadth instead of just a smaller term picture. Even though the McClellan Oscillator is more suited for shorter term trends, it measures it in a wider way, if that makes sense. Then we also have it provides a visual representation. Now, pretty much any indicator is going to provide a visual representation, so this is not groundbreaking, but it is something that's worth noting. It is, in fact, a pro. It's letting us visualize in an easier manner what's going on in the market. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, the con side, it can give false signals, but any indicator can. It can be subjective, but what indicator isn't? It can be unreliable on its own. And once again, what indicator do we generally want to use purely on its own without any outside information or further confirmation? Yeah, that's not really something that's a great idea for us. And we also have it's not suitable for long-term trends. Once again, we already talked about the McClellan Summation Index very, very briefly, and that's a talk for another day. That's going to be our friend for the longer-term trends if we are a fan of how the McClellan Oscillator itself works. The McClellan Oscillator is a fantastic tool for traders whose strategy revolves around identifying shorter-term market trends and reversals. If you like the idea of looking for divergences or overbought and oversold conditions, the McClellan Oscillator is definitely one to check out, and possibly the McClellan Summation Index as well. But until next time, thank you for joining me, and good luck on your journey to become a Gauntlet or TCP funded trader. See you soon.